Okay, first thing we begin under general, this is Arbor Week proclamation. Okay, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas in 1978, the state of Maine first celebrated Arbor Week during the third full week of May, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoils by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife, and whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and beautify our community, and whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and a spiritual renewal. Now therefore I, Roland Michaud, Mayor of the City of Saco, do hereby proclaim May 15th through May 21st as a celebration of Arbor Week in the City of Saco. And I urge all residents to celebrate Arbor Week and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. I will note in Arbor Week, Northern Maine was happy to receive 7 to 8 inches of snow, which probably made the tree planting a little slower than they had hoped. So, but this is Arbor Week, and if you can plant a tree, my son's tree is still growing in the back of my property, and I'm very proud of that. That being said, let's move on to the agenda.
Mr. Mayor?
Public comment, please. I
Mr.
have 3
Mayor?
folks. I'm sorry, go ahead.
If I may, I would just like to point out that this is also National Police Officers Week.
I'm sorry, what?
National Peace Officers Week.
Okay.
So if you're out there, thank your local law enforcement for everything they do every day. Thank you.
Didn't get anything on that one. All right, I'm sorry. And I have 3 members of the public who wanted to address the council in the public session and signed up. Ms. Coleman, come on up.
Barbara Coleman, 45B Stockman Avenue, Saco. 3 things. 1, Stackpole Bridge. It was passed for rehab back, I believe, in December 2015. As of today, I know of no update. I'm not sure if council is receiving it independent of all of us, or there's another resource, but I thought we were going to have updates on that. Number 2, TIF Mill. Number 4, when it was approved, believed it was November, December as well, we were told we were going to hear about quarterly updates. Several quarters have gone by. I have yet to see those, nor the public. Last one, and I bring it up during the TIF part tonight, but I don't have the document in front of me, but it's agenda item number A. What is extremely confusing about that document is the chart on that lists all the years. It implies that it's a 30-year TIF. It really is 10 years for the first and 20 for the second, and as such, should have been broken out accordingly so that people could have understood it in that manner. Otherwise than that, that is a very confusing document. Again, not clear, concise, and to the point. That's what people need in order to understand government. So I would ask that in the future, when somebody designs a document, please take it to somebody else and have them look at it and say, does this make sense to you? Remember, the user is not always the average user. Somebody else is. So please consider doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a public hearing, by the way.
Yes, but I didn't have my notes enough to tell you.
Okay. All right, next person is Jason Donato. DiDonato.
Jason DiDonato, 31 Bonnythorn Ave. I just decided to get up real quick after listening to the workshop. I just want to make sure that the City Council does understand what that committee has gone through over the 2 years. I know Councilor Precourt and Councilor Johnson was on it, but we did kind of discuss the TAMs, and you're right, it didn't really go much further. But as far as whether or not we can build a consolidated 2 schools on the Young parking on the lot, it was very well spoken to us clearly from Oak Point that there's not enough square footage. So I understand that there's a lot of ideas that may come up, and that being said, that's great, but just please, councilors, if you have questions, relay it either back to the superintendent or some of the individuals that may have some answers for you. I just want to be clear that we did go around a lot of scenarios, a lot of land over the 2 years, so thanks.
Thank you. Mike Berman.
Yeah, hi, Mike Berman, 6 Margaret Circle. I'm also responding to the workshop I just observed, and I really want to urge you guys to take action on the bond. Our kids deserve high-quality schools. If we want a high-quality town, we need high-quality schools. The current state of the schools is not acceptable. I know you feel that the vetting wasn't done well, that there are always going to be more options to consider. If you consider 3 more options over the next year, at the end of that year, 2 more options will pop up. They'll need to be vetted the year after that, more options, as the mayor himself pointed out. And really, I've heard several of you question who it is that's looking out for the taxpayers, and the answer is the taxpayers. When you send it to a vote, they will take care of themselves. And if you send it to a vote in November with a record turnout, you'll have the majority of the city taking care of themselves. That's what democracy is. That's who takes care of the taxpayers. So I'd really urge you to take a look at the bond, send it forth, let the taxpayers decide how they want to take care of our town and take care of themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, end of the list. Next item on the agenda is a consent agenda. There are 2 items this evening. Notice of election, the Saco Municipal School Administrative Unit Budget Validation Referendum Election, scheduled for, I believe, June 6th, and the confirmation of warden and ward clerk appointments. I'll call on Council Minthorn if you want to move this forward.
Okay, the notice of election is being submitted to the mayor and council to authorize a budget validation referendum election for June 14th, 2016. Once signed by the municipal officers, the notice of election will be posted in a conspicuous public place in each ward on or before June 6, 2016 by Chief Paul and his designee. Be it ordered that the city council approve the notice of election for the budget validation referendum scheduled for June 14th, 2016. I move to approve the order.
Is there a second on the motion? Even though it's a consent agenda, that's okay. We can do it this way as well. There's only 2
Second.
small items. Is there a second on the?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? Just moving the election forward? Okay. We'll do the consent agenda separately this evening. Council Precourt?
Yes.
Council Gay?
Yes.
Council Doyle?
Yes.
Council Minthorn?
Yes.
And Council Johnston?
Yes.
5-0 motion passes. Confirmation of ward clerks and appointments, that would be Mr. Council Precourt.
At last fall's general election, there were several wardens and ward clerk positions that were not nominated by petition and therefore became write-in positions. Some of the write-ins chose to accept the positions and some did not, which has created several vacancies in the office. The city clerk is recommending appointments to the following individuals to fill the vacancies with a term of expiring on December 4, 2017. Be it ordered that the city council confirm the appointment of wardens as follows. Ward 1, Frederick Fortier. Ward 3, Joyce Wright. Ward 6, Madeline Thibault. And ward clerks as follows. Ward 1, Carol Patterson. Ward 3, Josephine Tilgula. Ward 5, Doris Haskell. And Ward 6, Karen Martell, as recommended by the city clerk. I move to approve the order.
Second.
Discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, I'll call for a vote. Council Precourt?
Yes.
Council Gay?
Yes.
Council Doyle?
Yes.
Council Minthorn?
Yes.
And Council Johnston?
Yes.
5-0 motion passes. Okay, on to the regular agenda. First item is a public hearing, Intelligent Controls, now known as Franklin Fueling, TIF assignments, modification, and extensions. Councilor Minthorn.
In 2008, TIF was created for the above referenced firm on the commercial real estate located at 34 Spring Hill Road. A couple of years ago, as part of corporate restructure, the manufacturing that was done at this location was consolidated out of state. Franklin has 23 individuals, mostly engineers, who remain working at this facility. These employees would like to stay, however, given that 2/3 of the building is vacant, the parent company has put the building up for sale with the intent of relocating the engineering team to a smaller space locally. A local manufacturer, Maine Textiles International Incorporated, doing business as Saco River Dye House, with 15 employees, is in need of manufacturing space to house new production equipment and was looking to relocate. A deal has been struck with an investor buyer, White Rabbit LLC, which is owned by Kevin Bunker, manager, and Travis Fournier, member, that will lease a portion of the building back to Franklin Fueling, 11,000 square feet of offices for its engineering staff, and the remaining 23,000 square feet of manufacturing space will be leased back to Maine Textiles International Incorporated, doing business as Saco River Dye House. Maine Textiles will have a first right of refusal option to purchase the building. The prospective purchaser has asked that a TIF be amended to extend it for 20 years. The building buyers have indicated there's approximately $250,000 in fit-up of space, equipment setup, office build-out, as well as electrical infrastructure upgrades needed to accommodate Maine Textiles. We are proposing a modified TIF which will need both council and state of Maine approval that accommodates the request of the purchaser, protects the existing jobs, moves Maine Textiles into this space, and provides greater flexibility for the city in using its share of the TIF revenue stream. See attached sheet summary of TIF modifications proposed. The purchaser has requested the city approval be expedited as they need to close on the purchase in early June, planned for June 2nd, so Saco River Dye House can accept delivery of equipment, significant equipment being shipped from Italy, which is planning on arriving the following week, the week of June 6th here in Maine. The City Council held the workshop and first reading on May 2nd, to be followed by a public hearing on May 16th. Second workshop and second and final reading scheduled for May 23rd. I move to open the public hearing.
Second.
Discussion open in public hearing. Hearing none, call for a hand vote. All those in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. The public hearing is open. Now, anyone from the public want to address the council on this matter? I guess not. Okay, we'll bring it back to the council.
I move to close the public hearing and further move to set the second and final reading of Intelligent Controls Incorporated TIF assignment, amendment, modification, and extension for May 23rd, 2016.
Second.
Discussion on the motion. You want to add some comments, Bill? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, councilors. I will be out of town next week, so I'd like to just make a couple of comments if I could. The Reader's Digest version of this is, and also to respond to Ms. Coleman's inquiry of earlier, state law allows you to have a TIF for up to a maximum of 30 years. In this particular case, we have a situation which allows us to keep jobs, add additional jobs, and the city's split on the TIF revenue stream is enhanced over what it has been historically, and we are sheltering the increased value of roughly $1.2 million from state and county taxation. So the net benefit is, for every dollar in taxes we get, we essentially get a benefit of $1.20 net of paying the developer. If you can get a situation where you can turn a dollar into $1.20, I would recommend we do that today and every day, and we maximize the length we can do that. And I'd be happy to answer any questions any of you have, since I won't be here next week.
Yeah, it's probably the time to ask the questions. Go ahead, David.
I brought it up to Kevin earlier today, and I had some concerns about the environmental impacts of the dyes and stuff like that with the sewer treatment plant. Is that going to be an impact to our treatment plant and pollution-wise and all of that stuff? Is there stuff being implemented to take care of that?
We've had conversations with Saco River Dye House back in December or January when we first began discussing this possibility. They've talked with Howard Carter, and before any occupancy permit is issued, they'll have to address that. They've got all of their environmental certifications, to the best of my knowledge. I think they're in decent shape, okay. And that is being addressed.
Well, Dave, Council Precourt, perhaps we suggest that we hear from Mr. Cushman, no, Howard Cushman, that's how old I am.
Howard Carter.
That we hear from the treatment plant operator about his review of the data before we even do the second and final. Is that possible?
I can inquire to ask him to either be present or to send remarks in writing.
Yeah, Mr. Carter, it'd be nice to hear from him before next week, so we'll have a sense of security that that analysis has been done and is not an issue.
I will ask him for that.
Anything else? Any other council questions while we have Bill here? No other questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Did you have a question, Alan? No. Okay. All right. Hearing no further questions, I'll call for a vote on the motion, the second and final for next week. Council Precourt?
Yes.
Council Gay?
Yes.
Council Doyle?
Yes.
Council Minthorn?
Yes.
And Council Johnston?
Yes.
5-0, the motion passes. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing on renewal application for special entertainment permit for the run-of-the-mill. Council Johnston?
Island Brewing LLC, doing business as Run of the Mill, has applied for a renewal of their special entertainment permit. The permit will be concurrent with the establishment's liquor license. The applicant has paid all applicable permit fees, and the clerk has properly advertised the public hearing in accordance with Saco City Code, Chapter 93, Entertainment, Section 93-2. Staff recommends approval. I move to open the public hearing.
Second.
It's been seconded. Any discussion? Open the public hearing. Hearing now is called for a hand vote. All those in favor?
Can I ask the chief one question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. The public hearing is now open. Chief, you want to come down? And then we'll hear members of the public as well.
There was issues with the outdoor entertainment over there. Has that been all rectified?
I believe so. We had no complaints between last year and this year, which is a really good sign for us.
Okay, thank you. That
You're
was
welcome.
just one concern.
Okay, members of the public, anybody want to address the council on the renewal of the permit, the entertainment permit? Nope. Okay, we'll move back to the council.
I move to close the public hearing and be it ordered that the City Council grant the renewal application submitted by Island Brewing LLC, doing business as the Run of the Mill, for a special entertainment permit to be concurrent with the establishment's liquor license. I move to approve the order.
Is there a
Second.
All right. Discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. Council Johnston?
Yes.
Council Minthorn?
Yes.
Council Doyle?
Yes.
Council Gay?
Yes.
Council Precourt?
Yes.
5-0, the motion passes. Next item is a PAX 2019 paving projects, and that's Councilor Doyle.
Thank you. Saco's Ocean Park Road is eligible to receive pavement preservation funding through the Portland Area Comprehensive Transportation System, known as PACS, and the Maine Department of Transportation, MDOT. Ocean Park Road is currently anticipated to be funded in the PACS 2019 Collector Road Paving Plan. For PACS and MDOT to move forward with the preliminary work necessary to have the paving project ready for 2019, Saco is required to endorse the project and recognize that there will be local financial contribution to the project in the 2018-2019 budget process. There is no need to commit funds at this time, only to support the project staying in the 2019 work plan. City staff recommends utilizing the PACS Collector Road Paving Program to access state and federal funds for the paving of Ocean Park Road in the 2019 MDOT work plan. Be it ordered that the City Council endorses the use of the PACS Collector Road Paving Program for the paving of Ocean Park Road in 2019. I move to approve the order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion from the council? Any comments?
Barbara Coleman, 45B Stockman Ave. Again, I understand the point and purpose of this, but again, could there not have been some approximate cost of what this would entail in future? You got to think beyond a cycle, you got to think further ahead. So in this case, if there's cost, I see that, but do I see a cost?
Well, I believe on agenda item C, the cost for the project is $648,591.
So that's what we're projected to be spending out of pocket in about 2 years for that project.
Not us.
No, that's the total cost of the project.
No, I'm asking for the city of Saco's cost. See, that's what I'm looking for is when you
Perhaps we
present.
could bring Pat Fox down, and maybe he can give us an idea of what the
Do you-
project might entail, given the mile of road that's looking to be paved.
I'm not asking you to pinpoint to a dime. I'm asking for approximation.
Pat?
To be clear, this spreadsheet is from PACS. Okay.
I did not pinpoint the local share because the programs that PACS do, I can share a general number, it's about 100,000. The cost shares can change with each funding cycle, so I didn't want to nail down a number, but based on current local shares that we're paying on these projects today, it would be about 100,000.
And we fund a certain portion every year in our capital improvements projects for PACS matching dollars, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
that's-
try to spread out. If we're included in a 3-year program, 3-year work plan, we try to just allocate PACS matches for the upcoming projects on an annual basis so that we have it. We don't have complete control over what year of their 3-year work plan the projects will be paved in, so we just try to make sure we have those funds on hand.
Thank you. Other questions? All right, hearing none, I'll call for a vote on the motion. Counsel Precourt?
Yes.
Counsel Gay?
Yes.
Counsel Doyle?
Yes.
Counsel Minthorn?
Yes.
And Counsel Johnston?
Yes.
5-0, the motion passes. Last item, Saco firefighters main PERS service retirement change from Plan 2N to 3N for FY17. Counsel Minthorn.
Significant changes from the 2N to 3N plan are as follows. Item A, how service retirement benefit is calculated. 2N is 50% of AFC plus 2% of AFC for each year of service beyond 25 years. 3N is 66.67% of AFC plus 2% of AFC for each year of service beyond 25 years. Item B, employer consolidated plan rates for fiscal year 2017 are at 5.6% for 2N and 7.4% for 3N. Be it ordered that the City Council approve the amendment of the City of Saco, Maine's PERS Service Retirement Plan for firefighters effective July 1st, 2016. The city agrees to A, provide special Plan 3N to firefighters effective July 1st, 2016. The city has no retroactive obligations related to the change in the Maine PERS retirement plan change from 2N to 3N. B, authorize the city administrator to sign the contract between the city and the Maine Public Employees Retirement System. I move to approve the order.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion from the council? Discussion?
Make a statement. This is
ahead.
a requirement after having approved the fire department's contract. So I just need your authorization to sign with
It's
Maine
been
PERS.
budgeted in this, for the coming fiscal year?
Yes, it has.
And do you know the cost approximately?
1.5% of salary.
Okay. Other questions from the council? Hearing none, call for a vote. Counsel Precourt?
Yes.
Counsel Gay?
Yes.
Counsel Doyle?
Yes.
Counsel Minthorn?
Yes.
And Counsel Johnston?
Yes.
5-0, the motion passes. Nothing left on the agenda. Hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, hand vote. We're adjourned. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Wow.
I know, one night's 11